He also got Eastern Mass All-Star, All-State All-Star. He was ranked #1 in the TVL. We have Danny Carrera, also got Eastern Mass All-State, ranked #3 in the TVL. Ryan Blakely, Eastern Mass, ranked #6, 6th overall in the TVL. But what we do is we choose the #1 goalie as well. So he was the #1 goalie, 6th overall in the TVL. Also got Eastern Mass, Jordan Latch. Again, a player that was so vital to this team. Looking at the time, we'd love to talk more about him, even Ian, Nick, all these other core players. But I'm sure you guys will have your time next year as seniors. Jordan Latch was ranked #7. Again, this is what I'm talking about. You know, 7 people make the Eastern Mass. We have 4 out of 7 players in Eastern Mass, which is ridiculous. And who's ranked #8? Jared Kahn, ranked #8. We couldn't quite get him into that Eastern Mass, and I called him, and no one else got a phone call, and I just said, Jared, this is tough for me. I'm calling you because you're not Eastern Mass, and Coach, I don't care. I just want to get a state championship, and we talked about that, but that was tough. Having him there. We don't rank second team. We just the next 12 in there. So Egan's not getting a rank, but he made a second team All-Star. Can we please give a round of applause to all these players?
Nice job.
One more All-Star. I skipped over it in my whole PowerPoint, but you saw the coaches' plaque and all that was made up for me. We believe in this program. I don't get that plaque if I don't have an unbelievable team. Obviously, we talked about that, and unbelievable assistant. So while Steve's up here right now, he gets the Assistant Coach of the Year, both Eastern Mass and TVL. So let's give Steve a round. No Sisyphus on there, but come on, it's a soccer ball. Papers, Sun Chronicle, John, Danny, Ryan, Jordan, Jared got Sun Chronicle. Time Gazette has not come out yet, but we can expect those, at least those 5 will be Time Gazette. Hopefully we can get 1 or 2 more in there. I'll send out an email when that happens. That was the John Latch show. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have him just stay there, and this PowerPoint's going right to him. Yeah, I lied. This is going to be the John Latch show right now. And the reason why is because this kid just deserves every single thing that this kid has for everything that I already talked about. So these statistics, in my opinion, are absolutely ridiculous. You don't ever want to say this will never happen again. We hope here in Norton that these records are broken, and he's one of many here in Norton for this community. But for right now, let's really appreciate and respect what this kid has done, because like I said, there's been no player in Norton history that gets a PowerPoint slide like this. So we want to start off with it. Just do me a favor, just sit down, John, and then maybe you can have your parents or someone come help you with all these trophies. All right? The first trophy going out is, maybe we'll do a big round of applause at the end for all of this, is the Golden Boot Award. He had 21 goals. That's in the TVL, which is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous to score 21 goals. I started doing the math. I mean, he scored more goals than a lot of teams combined. He scored, which is, I shouldn't say a lot, a couple of teams, which is crazy. He is also the TVL MVP. This is the first time in Norton history that we've had a TVL MVP. 21 goals, 18 assists, 39 total points, #1 in goals, tied for #1 assists. I think, where did you edge him out? I forgot what you said. Tied for assists, and 39 points, so TVL MVP. You got the Boston Globe All Scholastics, award. I just found out this morning that he also got Boston Herald All-Scholastic Award. And then finally, we've been waiting for this I've been waiting for this for a very long time, being able to put up a banner in our auditorium. You know, we see so many great athletes up there with track runners and basketball players have their 1,000-point club and all that. And we finally get to put a soccer player up there that gets to, you know, in the same sentence with all those other great athletes. We've never had a soccer player score 100 points. You get a point for a goal, a point for an assist. He has a total of 113 career points, 67 goals, 46 assists, which is just ridiculous to even think about these numbers. And I always highlight, this is a hard league. You know, I see some other leagues, and it might be a little bit easier to get that, but not in this league, not against this competition. All-time Norton points leader. I really hope from a personal standpoint, you know, one-on-one to John, I hope this stands. I hope no one breaks that from a personal standpoint. But it doesn't matter because he gets to see a banner go up that has his name on it. So let's give John a huge round of applause.
John, well done.
We're going to make up a ball, as Steve said, we're going to make up a ball that says, you know, John Latch, captain, number 23, 113 career points, and I'll have that. If he is coming to steal that one, then I don't know. There you go, brother. And then the school. That might be a little premature, but don't say that one. One more time, guys. John.
Yeah, Johnny!
All right, almost done, guys. Team awards here. Usually I work these in, but you know, I wanted to keep these separate, and I won't talk too much to try to speed this up. Really, Rookie of the Year for us, best newcomer. We had a couple of candidates. You know, we did just hold the applause for 1 second. We decided to go with Eben. We took him up last year, you know, to work him in. It didn't quite work out. You know, we as a coaching staff, you know, felt as though he didn't really play a lot last year. So he was a key element this year. I mean, he got pretty much just as much attention as Danny. You know, as far as our back line, you know, it's kind of a weird concept, but we think we put Danny on every single one of their best players, and we didn't. We put Eben on every single best player. We're talking about a sophomore kid, the first time on varsity, and we're asking him to shut down, literally after John, the best forwards in the state, and he did. I mean, this kid is an absolute stud, and I have had a lot of college coaches talk to me about you guys, call me about you guys, and they keep asking, you know, about number 25, and I said, listen, I'm not giving you information, he's a sophomore right now. So call me next year, and they're blown out of their mind. I said, look, he's a sophomore. So Eben's going to get the Rookie of the Year this year.
Yeah, Eben!
And the Rookie of the Year award always gives a speech. I don't know why, but it's just a Rookie of the Year. Let me reveal it. It's Eben. All right, most improved player, something that we like on this, means that they're doing well. Really fascinating thinking about this kid. You know, last year we worked him into forward, and you know, it just didn't work out. One way or the other, it didn't work out. Again, we had you know, a powerful forward line up there. Just wasn't working. He was getting really frustrated. You know, I turned to Steve in the offseason. I said, look, you know, we can go. We can put our eggs in that forward basket, but I think we can make this kid a defender. You know, and again, it's kind of like the same reaction to Matt Morrell and all that. And, you know, we shared, but I said, look, I'm going to make this kid a defender. He's going to be on that back line for us, especially I'm thinking about getting Loranger up. And he's kind of type of kid, I don't want to compare him to anyone and take away any, thing that I built up. And, what I said about Colin is the same thing on Ian, the other side. His unbelievable cross shot that that scored that Noel goal was great. No, but really, he came out and he's pretty much been a starter. And the funny thing is, preseason, I'm looking at this kid and he was pretty much our 12th player. I'm like, man, I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm trying to get you into this lineup. Just keep working hard, trust me. We never want injuries, but injuries happen. We move people around, and I'm not sure if he started every game or not, Ian. You know better than me, but he certainly played significant minutes, whether it was at forward or outside defender. But I remember him most at outside defense, and to think that he went from someone that really wasn't too productive last year to just an unbelievable starter for us is amazing to me. So Ian Pereira gets up. Some of these players are getting a couple of awards. We're fortunate enough the school buys us awards, just do some plaques for a couple of these awards that they recognize as pretty special. So you'll see a couple of these people getting a couple of awards on the same thing. On to the Lancer Award. This is the toughest kid on the team. So that again, in this program, we emphasize, I told these kids at the beginning of the year, you are going to be the most physical team on this field. Period. You pretty much don't have that option this year. You're going to be physical or you're not going to play. And they were, and that helped us win a championship. The toughest kid on here is going to be Danny. This kid is, every now and then I'll jump in with him, and my body's getting a little older here. And it's getting harder to take hits from these kids, and especially against a kid like Danny. Early in the year we had to stretch him out, and we do this one where he's on my back, and I didn't realize how big this kid was. Here he is on my back, and he's like, "Coach, you okay?" I'm like, "Yes." I'm like, so any weakness, tough and all that, and struggling every moment. He's like, "Coach, your legs are shaking." I'm like, No, that's just part of the exercise. It's part. We just got a massage. Just get off me. We're done. But this kid is really, really tough. Talk about playing through pain with his hip flexors and all of that. He played a lot this year, through a lot of pain, right down to the last game, just like Jared with his calf. He got a calf injury, and basically, same thing with Jared. We didn't want to hear about any pain going into that game. These players need to find a way to suppress all that stuff, and he did. And he looked like he wasn't even hurt at all, very similar to Jared. So he's going to get our Lancer Award for being the toughest kid on this team. Unsung hero. Already talked about this kid. It should be pretty obvious at this point. Unsung hero is someone that does his job, does it just as good as the hero, but doesn't get any credit for any of it. And I already talked about him. I don't need to be a broken record. He doesn't want any credit, but he's getting it right now with the Unsung Hero Award. Jared Cobb. To save some time, we have another award, JFK Award. The criteria is, there's a long list of criteria. What we've always done in this program is we put academics number one. We want to highlight kids. Part of the JFK Award is to highlight kids. Looking at that student athlete that can perform on the field, but be very, very smart. That can be every single candidate here, as I think Ted already talked about. Second thing that I look at is leadership. You have to be a great leader to get that award. And the third thing we look at is production on the field. That is an important element of this program. And Jared clearly identifies all that. What the JFK is all about is what's a kid that you want representing your program. And again, I can say with great enthusiasm that is this kid. So he gets